Hizi ni hela zetu kumanina, hizi kodi zetu hizi, beba zote. Mama, choma na kituo hiki. Beba mali, choma mzigo.
Good evening and welcome to Intervlog, the platform where Africa speaks, the world listens, and truth finds its balance between light and shadow. Tonight, we turn our attention to Tanzania, a nation once celebrated as an oasis of peace in East Africa, now finding itself at the crossroads of democracy and disillusionment, shaken by one of its darkest chapters in modern history, the aftermath of the 2025 general elections. Over the past week, streets that once echoed with music and laughter have been silenced by sirens and gunfire. What began as a celebration of democracy has turned into a battle for legitimacy. With hundreds feared curfews imposed and citizens divided between hope and despair. The spark came not from a campaign rally, but from an unexpected act of defiance. In the bustling city of Moanza, angry citizens reportedly raided a gas station owned by a prominent ruling party politician. Eyewitnesses told local media that crowds stormed the premises in broad daylight, breaking into storage areas and taking cylinders of cooking gas. Videos circulating online before the internet blackout showed people laughing, cheering, and loading gas bottles onto motorcycles and carts. To some, it was a crime of opportunity. To others, it was a symbolic rebellion. A desperate act in a country where the gap between the powerful and the poor has never felt wider. Authorities condemned the raid as criminal behavior, but to many, it was seen as what one resident called the people's reward, a phrase that echoed across social media before the government shut it down. One observer told the BBC, this was not about gas, it was about anger. It was about years of feeling unheard, and that anger would soon spread far beyond Moanza. The October 29th election was meant to reaffirm Tanzania's democratic path. Instead, it revealed how fragile that path has become. President Samia Suluhu Hassan, Tanzania's first female leader, was declared the winner with 97.6% of the vote, according to the National Electoral Commission. Her ruling party, Chama cha Mapinduzi, CCM, claimed victory not only on the mainland but also in Zanzibar, where the incumbent Hussein Mwinyi reportedly won with nearly 80% of the vote. In her victory speech, President Samia praised the security forces for ensuring that violence did not stop voting, insisting the elections were free and democratic. But opposition parties saw something very different. The main opposition group, Chadema, dismissed the results as a coup against the will of the people. Its spokesperson, John Manika, said the election was neither free nor fair and vowed not to recognize Samia as president, calling her leadership illegitimate. International observers raised concerns over the lack of transparency, suppression of opposition candidates, and widespread reports of intimidation. Meanwhile, Amnesty International had earlier warned of a wave of citing disappearances and harassment of political figures. And as results were announced, the streets erupted. In Dar es Salaam, Arusha, and Moanza, thousands of young people took to the streets demanding electoral justice. Protesters tore down campaign posters, chanted slogans against corruption, and called for international attention. The government responded with a heavy hand. Police fired tear gas and live bullets. Hospitals became overwhelmed. Families searched for missing relatives. Opposition sources claim that around 700 people have been. Diplomatic sources speaking to the BBC estimate at least 500 deaths. The United Nations says it has confirmed a minimum of 10 fatalities, while acknowledging that the true number may be far higher. But verifying these figures has proven nearly impossible, because Tanzania has gone dark. The nationwide internet shutdown has made communication, documentation, and accountability painfully difficult. Hospitals have been told not to release casualty numbers. Journalists have been arrested. And in many homes, silence has become the only language left. Usiku una mifupa yake. In Swahili, there is a proverb that says, Usiku una mifupa yake. It means, the night has its own bones. It reminds us that what happens in darkness often carries hidden truths, unseen, unheard, but deeply felt. And in Tanzania today, those bones are many. Opposition figures speak of nighttime raids, secret arrests, and unmarked graves. A Chadema official told the BBC, "They come at night, take our members, and no one knows where they go." Authorities deny the accusations, insisting that isolated incidents are being exaggerated for political gain. But for families who wake up to empty homes and unanswered calls, the silence of the night carries more meaning than official statements ever could. From the steps of the State House, President Samia has struck a tone of both strength and dismissal. She has accused the opposition of spreading falsehoods to destabilize the country and praised the security forces for maintaining peace. In her words, the government strongly condemns violent incidents. These acts were unpatriotic. Yet critics argue that patriotism cannot be measured by silence, and that unity built on fear is not unity at all. One Tanzanian academic based in Nairobi told Intervlog, "This is not just about Samia. It's about a system that refuses to evolve. When democracy becomes a ritual rather than a right, people start to rebel in other ways." The unrest is not confined within Tanzania's borders. At the Taveta Holili border post between Kenya and Tanzania, cross-border trade has nearly halted. Customs systems dependent on internet connectivity have collapsed. Cargo trucks are stranded. Drivers sleep by the roadside, waiting for clearance that may never come. Kenyan traders say they've lost millions in a matter of days. And boda riders, banned from crossing borders, are among the hardest hit. Airlines, too, are feeling the strain. Emirates has suspended flights to and from Dar es Salaam, citing civil unrest and safety concerns. Fly Dubai, however, continues to operate routes to Zanzibar, offering a faint glimpse of continuity amid chaos. The world is watching, but Tanzania seems to be shrinking inward. Asufi mwingine akisuka, mwenzi huchunga. Another Swahili saying goes, Asufi mwingine akisuka, mwenzi huchunga. It means, when one weaver braids, another watches. In essence, it warns that every nation is a mirror for its neighbor. Across East Africa, leaders are watching Tanzania closely, from Nairobi to Kampala, Kigali to Dodoma. The question many are quietly asking, could the same discontent take root elsewhere? Because when youth lose faith in democracy, they do not stay silent forever. And when they see ballots replaced by batons, the promise of peaceful change begins to fade. Beyond the political storm lies a growing economic one. Shops in Dar es Salaam close early. Tourism in Zanzibar has plummeted. Markets in Arusha report food shortages as transport routes remain disrupted. Small businesses, from street vendors to taxi drivers, say they have lost their only source of income. Fuel prices have surged after multiple petrol stations were vandalized or seized by angry crowds. Economists warn that the damage could take years to repair. One trader told Intervlog, "We don't even talk about politics anymore. We just talk about survival, ukweli ni kama jua." There is a saying in Swahili, ukweli ni kama jua, hawezi kufunikwa kwa muda mrefu. It means, truth is like the sun, it cannot be hidden for long. No matter how deep the night, the sun eventually rises. And in Tanzania, even amid the blackout, fragments of truth continue to surface. Through whispered phone calls, smuggled videos, and the bravery of ordinary citizens who still choose to speak. One woman in Arusha recorded a short message before her phone battery died. "If they take our voices, we will speak through our silence." But they cannot take the truth, the global reaction. The United Nations, United Kingdom, Canada, and Norway have all expressed concern over reports of widespread and loss of life. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres urged Tanzanian authorities to ensure accountability, calling for independent investigations into the use of force. Human Rights Watch described the situation as a severe setback for civil liberties. Regional organizations like the African Union and EAC have called for calm and dialogue, though critics say their responses have been cautious, even muted. It is a reminder that in international diplomacy, Silence often speaks in measured tones. There is another Swahili proverb, Ukuta haujengwi kwa mawe peki. It means, a wall is not built with stones alone. It teaches that strength requires more than power. It requires trust, fairness, and compassion. Tanzania's government may control its streets, but rebuilding public confidence will take far more than force. It will require dialogue, transparency, and reconciliation, the mortar that binds societies together when stones alone are not enough. Number 3. For the Tanzanian people, this crisis is not about party colors or campaign slogans. It's about dignity. It's about parents wondering if their children will return home at night, about students whose universities remain closed, about workers whose paychecks have stopped arriving. As one Dar es Salaam taxi driver told Intervlog, "We voted, but it feels like we never did. Now we just want to live." Tanzania has long been regarded as one of Africa's most stable democracies. From Julius Nyerere's era to the present, the country has prided itself on peace and unity. But as a French proverb reminds us, le feu qui couve sous la cendre, the fire that smolders under the ashes. Beneath the calm, tension has been building. Between urban youth and rural elites, between old party structures and a new generation demanding change. The question is not whether the fire exists, but whether it can be managed before it burns beyond control. President Samia Suluhu Hassan finds herself at the heart of a storm she once promised to calm. When she assumed power in 2021, many hailed her as a reformer, a bridge between tradition and modernity. But critics now accuse her of walking the same path of repression she once vowed to end. Her supporters, however, argue that she is being unfairly judged, that maintaining order in turbulent times requires firmness. To them, she remains a symbol of continuity in a world increasingly defined by chaos. Between these two narratives lies the truth, complex, contested, and unfinished. History shows that nations recover not through denial, but through dialogue. South Africa did, Rwanda did, Kenya did, and so too can Tanzania. But only if it confronts its own shadows, the silences, the exclusions, and the wounds that power has often ignored. As one elder in Dodoma said to Intervlog, "A wound that is not cleaned will always smell no matter how much perfume you use." Hakuna jua lisilopoa. In Swahili we say, Hakuna jua lisilopoa. It means, no sun stays hot forever. Power, like the sun, eventually cools. Leaders come and go, but the legacy they leave, whether of peace or pain, remains in the memories of those they governed. Tanzania's story is still being written, but its next chapter will depend on whether its leaders choose pride or peace, control or compassion. Here on Intervlog, we believe that journalism's role is not to inflame, but to inform. Not to provoke fear, but to promote understanding. Our mission is simple, to tell Africa's stories with dignity, depth, and balance. As we cover Tanzania's unfolding crisis, we do so with empathy for its people, respect for its sovereignty, and hope for its future. Because in the end, the measure of a nation is not how it wins elections, but how it heals after them. As the curfew deepens and the night grows long, one truth remains. Freedom is fragile, but faith is enduring. And in Tanzania, faith is alive. In the mother lighting candles for her missing son, in the youth refusing to lose hope, in the citizen whispering a prayer for peace before sleep. Let us end with a final Swahili proverb. Ukweli haupotei, hata ukifukiwa na majivu. Truth never dies, even when buried under ashes. It reminds us that truth, though silenced, always finds its voice again. From all of us here at Intervlog, we will continue to monitor the situation and bring you verified updates as they emerge. Our thoughts remain with the people of Tanzania, the mothers who wait, the youths who march, and the nation that still believes in its tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay safe. And as we always say at Intervlog, information is not power, it is responsibility. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog, same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.